The Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King, brought to you by Harvey Autos in Shreveport, Bossier City, the name you've trusted for years. Geico, the insurance savings you expect. Supreme Chevrolet, expect more from Supreme Automotive Group in Gonzales. Bollinger Shipyards, 75 years of delivering high-quality vessels. Here's your host, Lieber King.
Listen, whatever you're driving right now, Tommy Harvey wants it. Bring it in to Harvey Subaru, Lexus of Shreveport, Bossier City, or John Harvey Toyota. They're paying big bucks for all trades right now. They'll cut you a check right there. Tell them Lee sent you.
Football coach, Teurlings Catholic.
Good to see you again. It's been a long time.
It has been, Lee. Good to see you, man.
Promoted you back in the day when you played at Teurlings Catholic. Give a little quick history real fast. People that are not from Acadiana, the area. You were just named the head coach at Teurlings Catholic, your alma mater. And first question right away is, how did that come about? I know it's a dream job. You played here.
Right.
It means a lot
it
to
does.
you.
It does. Just kind of one of the things when Coach Dane decided to move on, just kind of through a lot of prayer and talking to different friends and family just to kind of, put my name in the hat. I applied and gave it everything I had and obviously interviewed well, and the rest is history.
I remember when we were promoting you here, when you played here, you were a fullback, linebacker, strongest guy on the team, pound for pound. Your dad was proud about that too. He's like, look, it's like my boy benches like over 3, squats over 4, and you weighed like 195-ish, 200 pounds.
Right.
You told me you benched in the mid 3s. How does that carry over as a head coach? I mean, you're now obviously big on the strength and conditioning because you were a workout warrior.
Right. I think just the lessons of hard work, and how that helped benefit me to have a successful career in high school. So that I can kind of establish, that blue collar mentality here in the program. Just kind of Teurlings hasn't changed. That's kind of been the same blueprint they've had since the school opened.
Yeah.
But just making sure that we still focus on that, and it's more than just a weight room, but that's a big component of the program. So keep it going that way.
You got your feet wet coaching at Karen Crow, a lot of that with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
You finishing up at Catholic High Baton Rouge, that phenomenal place to be. And like you said, if it wasn't for Teurlings, there wasn't many places to get you from that school, right?
Right, correct.
Your dad, Tony, Courville, people that don't know this, I knew it for the years because he worked with the kickers and punters at Karen Crow. He had Wade Ritchie. Several D1 punters and kickers. He was phenomenal with that. Became the head coach. And what was it like learning from your dad? Because I used to interview him all the time. I remember when he was the assistant to Bruce, Mac, and a few of the others guys. Like, he was the last original guy there. And then you get a chance to work with him. But what was it like working with your dad at Karen Crow?
No, just really an incredible thing. I mean, how many guys can say, that they work every single day with their old man, working towards a common goal and having, a lot of success within the program is definitely something that we're proud of. It really was a joy, like I said, just having that, how many people get to do that, especially through football, something that we both love. And I certainly wouldn't be a coach if he didn't choose that profession as a youngster. I knew what I wanted to do. So getting to really start out my career with him was something that I'm going to cherish the rest of my life.
And I remember your dad was a fan of both UL and LSU.
Correct.
So I'd seen him at UL practices and LSU practices. Are you kind of the same way? I mean, he kept up with both schools pretty heavily.
Right. I mean, just I graduated and got my master's degree from UL, so I definitely have an affinity for UL. My grandfather on my mom's side was a season ticket holder, so that's kind of how we got ingrained in LSU. Way back in the '70s. So we still have those tickets in Section 210. We still go, but obviously support both programs, and then support any of the programs that former players are at, like Tulane, Bailey, Despani, and the different things that our kids are out there. We support all of them.
And what's crazy? When you said you were the DB's coach at Catholic of Baton Rouge, the first thing I thought of was Blaine Bradford, Jacob Bradford. Jacob's going to LSU. You coached him, and I asked you. I said, Blaine, smart kid, phenomenal student, great athlete. You wouldn't be surprised if he kept that commitment because he's that kind of player, that kind of kid, to Ohio State.
Right.
That wouldn't shock you, right?
No, I mean Blaine is I would say just term elite in all aspects: academics, practice field, weight room, work ethic, mindset. if Blaine says he's going to do something, he's going to do something. So I wouldn't be shocked in the slightest if he continues to go to Ohio State. And you mentioned there I had Jacob going to LSU, and as well as Caden Jones, who signed with Southern, and then another kid that started for us was Sam Norman, a kid that's near to my heart. Just a great experience, especially with those 4 kids.
Sam was a baller.
Sam was a baller. I love Sam, and Sam's gonna love hearing this.
Yeah, he was.
But, I mean, you talk about those 3, Division I players, and then Sam. But Sam had a lot of heart, and just
and a
an
couple
awesome
of them
kid.
coming back. You coach that are going to be
Right.
recruited.
Yeah, Pearson Cornwall should be a cornerback. Really excited to see what's going to happen with Harrison Kader. He's playing baseball and football. He's a D1 athlete in both, really. And another kid, Cooper Babin's going to be a sophomore for Catholic. That people need to have their eyes out for him.
Well, y'all got some great players coming up at Teurlings. What I really admire about you, you're finishing your contract at Catholic. You're driving to Teurlings, like for 1:20 in the afternoon to come over here.
Right.
And people don't realize that's how it works sometimes. You finish and you have to go in between, and you were commuting to Catholic High from Lafayette, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I leave here 6 in the morning. Now I'm going to Catholic till noon teaching. So I have my 3 classes. Pretty much skipping lunch, getting in the car, and rolling back here. That's right.
Commitment.
That's right. Yeah.
So what's it like? Have you pinched yourself already? Like, oh man, I'm now the head coach
Right.
at the high school that I played for, graduated from. I mean, that's got to be a dream come true.
It's certainly the dream come true, and to be honest with you, I've been so grateful that the players and the coaches have been so willing and open to a different system coming in and everything like that, and it's been a lot of fun. Since day one, the kids have embraced me, are buying into what we're preaching, and like I said, the coaching staff's been great. So not only is it a dream come true, but it's really been enjoyable and fun. You're never really going through a lot of maybe some early rough patches that come with the new job.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's going to happen, but it's certainly not what you would anticipate as a new head coach.
Mikey, what did you learn at Catholic? I know you learned a lot from your dad, Tony, at Karen Crow, but 5A Catholic High, they've got the best of everything. They play the Etna Cars every year, the Brother Martins, the Jesuits. I mean, the top-notch schools. I mean, as a DB coach, a defensive guy, what did you take from that experience at Catholic High?
Well, I started to learn a lot from Deuce Harrison, the defensive coordinator. Just a brilliant mind for the game and an intense worker.
Been there for a long time.
Been there for a long time and knows the ins and outs of the game, knows every little stipulation. Just a very creative guy that will find the ways to get the best out of him. And I'll tell you, I learned a whole lot from Hudson Fuller. It's only been 1 year, but just his organization, his structure, how he runs the program, how he runs meetings, how he runs practice. I'm forever grateful for both those 2 men.
What do you consider yourself now that you're a DB coach at the highest level and you played linebacker in high school? Are you going to be gravitate more on the defensive side here as your
I would say a little bit. Right now in the spring, we have 3 coaches that are still with the baseball team as they're competing for state championship this weekend. So we've been, short-staffed, but obviously still having a great spring. So I've been working primarily with the DBs, obviously with my dad being a special teams guy, and this past year having been the coordinator special teams-wise at Catholic High. I probably have my hand more so in that, being the head coach, getting to coach every kid in that aspect. We have a great defensive coordinator here in Bart Vitt, and offensive coordinator Mike Richard. So I think just as a head coach, kind of just being able to coach every little spot. Obviously I'm more a defensive guy, but I wouldn't categorize myself as kind of just being in that little bubble.
How does it feel to inherit a quarterback with a lot of experience, Alex Munoz?
Yes, Alex has been fantastic. So he's got a lot of experience. Last year him and AJ Price, split a lot of time, and Alex kind of got majority of the reps towards the end, but Alex is what you would want in a quarterback. He's a leader. He's determined. He's not a big rah-rah guy. He's business. He echoes what I say as the head football coach, and like I said, there's not much you can ask for, from a quarterback, especially year one.
Very athletic.
Yes.
Doesn't look at the measurables maybe, but just a player.
No, he's a football player through and through, and does not mind getting his hands dirty. Like I said, he's a leader through and through.
Dad's a coach.
Dad's a coach, and he's exactly what you would think of the coach's son.
UL. He was at UL for a long time.
He's at UL currently as the associate head coach and tight ends coach.
Second stint, I believe.
Yes.
I mean, he's put 12 years over there at UL combined.
Correct.
I think he was with Hudspeth the first time.
Yes, he was with Hudspeth, and then I know he was at LSU with Coach O whenever they had the 2019
worked with
season.
Burrow.
Worked with Burrow.
Yeah.
And then now he's back in Lafayette.
what would you like to say to any young men in the business that are 30, 35 years old that want to be head coaches and that are like patiently waiting? Any advice you'd give to any young coaches out there?
I would just say to work as hard as you can. And I think a big thing that's going to help me get where I'm at is my organization. I say, devise a plan and attack it every day and take notes from the guys that you believe in and want to follow. And then when your time comes, be ready.
Well, appreciate you letting me be here today. Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the Sports Scouting Report with Lieber King.